everyone. The ultimate continuum that encompasses it all, or the unfolding of a space-time where conscious elements remain in continuum with the universe, as well as the pictorials that we capture from empirical observations, where mathematical formulations remain in parallel with scientific interpretations. Too much to ask? No, because all these elements are different facets of the very same reality. They are part of the reality. They reside in the so far unknown to us landscape of the only continuum. Even the conceptions of religion and the philosophical point of views on scientific perplexities can all be seen as a part of the same interactive and dynamic landscape. Evading conceptions, notions, or angles surely will not help, but the due diligence needs to be paid on the symbolism that might reside beyond the facade of some of these notions, because ultimately it is the truth or the knowledge that we all seek, irrespective to the creed or the school of belonging most of us take. The truth in its total clarity, even those symbolical ones that reside beyond religious and philosophical notions and outlooks. The psychological underpinnings of what we see. Calm, bright. Everything we see, there is an underlying subliminal tonality to it. In understanding reality, we need to find a common ground, keeping at bay two things. One, the devotional angle of religion. And two, the scientists' out of boundary oversight. That the scientists in us do not want to take into purview anything that reside beyond the notion of scientific boundary, even when we are trying to understand the ultimate nature or the big picture that encompasses it all, let alone trying to resolve some of the big understanding issues that we face in physics today. Let us touch base. If you're here watching this, you know the framework of quantum mechanics. QM from now on. Particle and wave both are equally part of the reality. Particle, when observed, is smeared across, wave when not. This is a problem right away in the dialect of physics. The observer-driven unfolding of physical manifestation. The observer-driven unfolding of reality. Indeed, this uncanny reality has puzzled Einstein as much as forebearers of QM as well as the investigators to this day. This can be seen as perplexity of order 1. Since QM takes on scenario of wave collapse upon observation, it clearly brings up wave collapse of another probability. And this wave collapse means that this set of observer and the observed, say observer 2 and the observed 2, are disconnected from the previous one. They are two parallel spacetimes. The scenario has been explored by theoreticians in a well-known framework of multi-worlds hypothesis laid out by Hugh Everett, toward rationalizing what QM seems to be saying. And as you would note that there isn't just two or many space-time splits, there would be infinite ones in perpetuity. Yet another problem even less surmountable than the previous one. The problem is too complex to perceive as rational or realistic. But if you do not want to take into account what it feels to us, to our rational and realistic mind and only want to see it based on scientific logic and empirical grounds, it is a loud call to thermodynamic catastrophe. An utter waste of everything fathomable or known, even just by scientific window. This can be seen as perplexity of order 2. And if this isn't mind-bending already, you would not be surprised to this add-on, theory of general relativity. Crisp, beautiful structuring of gravity shown by Einstein. He told us gravity is curvature of space-time. Light bends through matter, dilating the time itself. The perceived acceleration due to gravity is, in fact, a state of free fall in the curved space-time. The smooth continual curvature imparted by matter. In this very landscape, now imagine probability-based roots. Not much to imagine, cannot imagine. Now imagine all probability realized based fractured roots. This is contextual overload. Order 1. Not possible. This can be seen as perplexity of order 3. In the seeding matrix of quantum realm, the materialization is probability based in the least and all probability realized in continual infinite splits at the most. In here, it is not possible to generalize the smooth continuity of general relativity in and of its own formulation. And now let's move to introduce perplexity infinite. It strikes when in the same game we seek to see how we ourselves fit and continue. The common ground is to dive right out into figuring out the emergence of consciousness. The common thinking is that once we have known how consciousness emerged, the mystery is solved of how we came to be in alignment with the universe. The observer-driven unfolding, however, lurks as a separate issue. The observer-driven unfolding demands resolution of its own because it calls for an all-encompassing makeup, covering the time in its entirety, extending from past into the future. It demands an explanation similar to our theorizing the sudden expansion of universe in its earlier epochs, laid out by Alan Guth, to fit how universe appears to us today. Although both the precepts, the sudden expansion of the universe as well as the emergence of consciousness, offers to resolve the continuum of the universe with us in it as we know it, as have been indicated earlier, leaves us with loose strings that we do not know where to tie them to. Now combine the emergence of consciousness and observer-driven unfolding with the general relativistic framework of QM. This is contextual overload, order 2. Enigma abound. This can be seen as perplexity of order infinite. The clustered perplexity is a loud call to a single resolution. Why? Because all these perplexities point to having a correct vantage point in understanding reality, vis-a-vis avoiding mathematical and contextual infinities, avoiding thermodynamic catastrophe. Thank you.
Please subscribe and look out for upcoming videos on this enticing and crucial subject.